Okay, so let's start the class. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So if you remember, in the last class we talked about transportation of concrete. Today we will be talking about placing of concrete, how we can handle, how we can place the concrete on project site. So concrete should be deposited continuously as near as possible to its final position without objectionable segregation. So as we discussed in the last class, that the concrete should be supplied continuously to the project site to avoid uh, the delay in the concreting, and also to avoid the sitting time or the sitting of the concrete, and to avoid segregation of the concrete. So uh, if you are working on site, then you should deposit, you should supply the concrete continuously as possible to its final position. As I told you, the transportation distance should be minimum as optimum or as possible. Without objectionable segregation, so we have talked about segregation. If segregation has not been taken place, then you can continue working with that concrete. So the concrete which you are supplying there should not be segregated. Okay, if it has got segregation, then you have to reject it and you have to return this to the plant. Okay, the next one, concrete should be placed in walls, thick slabs or foundations in horizontal layers of uniform thickness. So if you have this section, like if you have this section and you are placing concrete, so you have to fill this layer first, then you have to compact this, then you have to place another layer, compact it, then another layer, compact it, then another layer, and then the top layer. And so that's what they say. Concrete should be placed in walls, thick slabs or foundation. You can make shear walls from the concrete, you can make slabs from the concrete, you can make foundation from the concrete. So it should be filled in horizontal layers of uniform thickness. If possible, you have to keep these thicknesses of the sections or of the layers uniform. Each layer should be thoroughly consolidated or compacted before the next is placed. To avoid segregation, concrete should not be moved horizontally over too long a distance. If you are depositing concrete over here and then you are moving it over this distance or maybe more distance than this, then it will get segregation. So you have to avoid the movement of concrete, or the transferring of concrete on ground, so that to avoid segregation. The next is preparation prior to placing concrete includes the following. Number one, compacting, trimming and moistening the surface on which concrete has to be placed. So if you remember, I asked from some of you people that when you are placing concrete, the surface should be compacted. The surface on which you are placing the concrete, it should be compacted. Trimming. If there are grass or roots or some other stuff, you have to trim those grass and those roots from their surfaces. And moistening the surface. If you are placing the concrete on such a surface which is dry, then the water inside the concrete will be taken out or will be taken by the surface, the dry surface. So we need to moist the surface on which we are placing the concrete. Number next, erecting the formwork. When you are filling this concrete and making a column or making a beam or making slab, so the formwork should be erected. The formwork should be ready for this work. Setting the reinforcing steel and other embedded items securely in place. If you are placing this concrete in reinforced concrete, if you are placing this in concrete column, so that will be having steel bars. If you are placing this in slab, so and with the reinforcing steel bars, it will be having electricity pipes, or sometimes it will be having sanitary pipes, water sanitary pipes, water and sanitary pipes, or water supply pipes. So all these should be embedded securely. Next is compaction, consolidation of the concrete. So compaction is the process. Hamad beta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, compaction is the process that expels entrapped air from freshly placed concrete and packs the aggregates particles together so as to increase the density of the concrete. So compaction is the process in which we are trying to expel the entrapped air inside the concrete and to remove the voids and the pores from the concrete and make it a solid mass, a solid pack of aggregate particles together so that it can act as like one mass and can resist the applied load. When you are compacting the concrete, you are increasing its density. Once you are increasing the density of the concrete, you are increasing the strength of the concrete. Once you are increasing the density of the concrete, you are increasing the impermeability of the concrete. You are increasing the durability of the concrete. So here you can see in this graph on the x-axis we have percentage year voids, and on the y-axis we have percentage loss and strength. So as the year voids inside the concrete and percentage increases, the percentage loss and strength also increases. So here you can see if we have 10% voids, so we have almost 58% losses in strength. But if we have 30% voids in the concrete, then we have almost 91 to 92% loss in the strength. So we have to avoid, we have to expel the voids from the concrete. Purpose of concrete compaction. What are the purposes? What are the objectives? Why we are compacting the concrete? Compaction significantly increases the ultimate strength. As I told you, when you are doing the compaction, you are getting dense concrete, so you are increasing the strength of the concrete and enhances the bond with reinforcement. And with the help of this compaction, you are increasing the bond between the steel reinforcement, embedded items, and concrete. It also increases the abrasion resistance. If you are properly compacting the concrete, it means you are making a strong concrete, you are making a durable concrete. So the wear and tear resistance of this concrete will be more as compared to the uncompacted concrete or unconsolidated concrete. And general durability of the concrete is also increased. Decrease the permeability means the impermeability of the concrete has been increased if you have compacted the concrete, and helps to minimize a shrinkage and creep characteristics. As I told you in the previous lecture, that how we can control the shrinkage and creep. So if you can compact properly the concrete, you can mitigate the shrinkage and creep of the concrete. Proper compaction also ensures that the reinforcement and fixings are completely surrounded by dense concrete. As I told you, proper compaction ensures that the reinforcement, that the steel bars and fixings, as I told you, the electricity pipes and other embedded items are completely surrounded by the dense concrete. The formwork is completely filled. The formwork which you have erected for making the columns, beams, and slabs, that has been completely filled. That is, there are no pockets of honeycomb material. There are no pockets, there are no samples of honeycomb material, and that the required surface finish is obtained properly. Now the next is concrete shall be compacted during placing so that a monolithic means solid or one mass or single mass is created between the ends of the member made from concrete. If you are making a beam from, like you have this beam, then the concrete in this whole section, in this whole element, in between this end and this end is monolithic, is same as a single mass. You have placed the concrete in one go in this member, so it will be working as monolithic mass or one solid mass. The formwork is completely filled to the intended level. As I told you, if you have this section and you have erected the shuttering or the formwork, then this is the required level. So you have to fill this section to the intended level, to the required level. Then the entrapped air is expelled. You have to expel the entrapped air inside the concrete. All reinforcement and embedment are completely surrounded. As I told you, all the steel bars and embedded items should be completely surrounded by the concrete. The specified finish to the formed surfaces of the member is provided. The required finish to the surface has been provided. The next is the required properties of the concrete can be achieved. If you are acquiring all these stuff, all these steps, then you will be able to get the required properties of the concrete: the high strength, the high durability, and the high impermeability. Now here you can see the process of compaction of concrete. So as I told you, we have this section. Then we fill this with the loose concrete. Then we compact it with the help of this vibrator. We remove this entrapped ears, and after expelling the entrapped ear, you can see the compacted concrete, the properly finished concrete. Now this surface has been finished as compared to this one. This one was initial state, which was not finished. Now this is the final stage. The surface has been properly finished. Now, poor compaction results into following problems. If you are not getting proper compaction, what will be the consequences? Number one, poor strength of the concrete. You will get poor strength of the concrete, which may lower the service life of the house or building. If you are getting lower strength of the concrete, what will happen? The service life or the design period of the structure or house or building, that will be lower. The lifetime will be decreases. High porosity in concrete. If you are not compacting the concrete properly, what will happen? There will be more voids. The concrete will be more porous, which may lead to leakage in the house or buildings. If you have more pores or more voids in the concrete, what will happen? Leakage will take start, or leakage will happen in the house or building. Honeycombing in concrete. If you are not making proper compaction in the concrete. So if you remember, we have studied the honeycombing in the concrete with the help of examples, with the help of pictures, and you will see in the next slides the same thing again, which may also lead to leakage in the house or building. Lower the durability of concrete. As I told you, if you are not doing proper compaction, then the durability of the concrete will be decreases, which may increase the chances of repair and maintenance of house or building. What will happen if the durability of the concrete is lowered or decreased? You will need repair and maintenance of the house before the design period of the structure or the house. Here you can see poor compaction results in the following problem. No compaction has been taken place or has been performed over here, so you can see what has happened. This is a very big problem. Similarly, you can see over here, you can see this one, and this one. These are honeycombing concrete. So compaction is the most important thing in concrete, in placing the concrete. Okay, so you have to perform proper compaction. Now the next topic is, Hamad beta, can you hear me? Hamad?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody can hear me? Anyone else?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, so the next topic is covering and protection of concrete. So if you remember, we have discussed this covering in one of our discussion. And actually covering is the spraying of water. Once you finish the concrete, then we supply spraying water on the concrete, or we are covering the concrete with such material, with such sheets which we can keep moist, with the help of which we can keep moist the concrete. So a newly placed and finished concrete should be covered and protected from drying. Once you place a new concrete and you finish its surface, then what is the next step? You will have to protect it from drying, from extreme changes in temperature, and from the damages, that is from autogenous shrinkage, dry shrinkage, and other damages. So how we can do this? The covering should begin immediately after finishing. Once you have finished the surface and you see that it has got hardened, and you can spray water on it, or you can cover it with some sheets or with some bags, then you should have to immediately start covering of the concrete. Now, what the American Concrete Institute ACI Committee 301 says, they recommend that a minimum covering period corresponding to concrete in which the concrete is attaining up to 75% of the specified compressive strength. If the concrete is getting 65 to 70% strength of the 28-day strength, then this is enough. This covering is enough, and this covering or this strength is achieved in 7 days. So you have to cover the concrete for at least 7 days. Now from the graph, I will try to explain the effect of covering on the strength of concrete. So on the x-axis in this graph, you can see the age at test days. Once we have tested this in the universal testing machine in the lab, the concrete. And on the y-axis, you can see the compressive strength in megapascals. So we have four types of concrete. This one, this two, this three, this four. Now, Abdul Munaf,
जी सर.
Beta, can you explain what is the difference between this first one concrete, second, third, and fourth one?
No sir.
Can you explain? Yes or no?
No sir.
Or you can't explain it? Okay, anyone in the class who can explain this?
Yes, sir.
Who are you, beta?
मंसूर खान.
Oh, good. Mansoor Khan, go ahead.
सर ये जो 7 days है तो इसके जो फर्स्ट डे से वो कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ ज्यादा है और इस तरह 28 डेज का 7 days से फिर ज्यादा है और फिर लास्ट में मोस्ट क्यूर का उससे भी ज्यादा है.
Why? What is the reason? Ji beta, I will give you one sessional mark if you can answer me correctly. Ji beta, think over it, read it and then answer. It is very, very simple. Anyone else in the class who can answer it? Ji beta,
जी सर.
what is your name?
सर जिस कंक्रीट उमर शहजाद सर.
जी उमर शहजाद. जी बेटा.
सर जिस कंक्रीट की वो क्योरिंग पीरियड जितना ज्यादा होगा सर उसकी स्ट्रेंथ उतनी ज्यादा होगी.
एग्जैक्टली. जिस कंक्रीट का जितना क्योरिंग पीरियड ज्यादा होगा उतना उसका स्ट्रेंथ ज्यादा होगा. So now you can see this first one. It has been kept in the laboratory in the year for entire time. No curing has been provided to this first one. This first sample. So the second sample, it was in year after 7 days moist curing. For the first 7 days, you have provided moist curing to this, and then you have left this. You have kept this in the year. And the third one, you have kept this in year after 28 days. You have kept this moist. You have provided curing for 28 days, and then you have left this in the year. And the last one, you have kept this moist for whole 365 days for 1 year. So this was in the year, no curing, so you can see the strength is less than 30 megapascal. This one was for curing was provided up to 7 days, so you can see this is almost 36 megapascal. For 28 days was in curing, so it is almost 42 to 43 megapascal. And this one you can see, once you have kept this for 365 days for curing, so this is almost 55 megapascal. So now I hope everybody has got this. Once we are providing curing to the concrete, we can increase or we can get high strength concrete. Is it okay, beta? Is it clear to everyone now? Umar Shehzad, I have given you one sessional mark. Okay.
Okay sir.
Do
Thank
you
you.
have any question?